Yeah. So let's play.
So let's play. I guess your
What am I?
arrow keys.
Ah, yes, Habibi.
Mm.
This is first of all, this feels like okay. It's like kind of icy. I like the feeling. Always bet on black. Then you hit me. I see how that is.
Yes.
Very nice.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Oh, trying to get away, Habibi. Oh.
No!
Oh crap! Your keyboard came. I mean, your key came. Now his key came off. That's not fair.
Yeah.
His key literally came off the.
My key, yes. My
Yeah.
key. That's why I suck.
His key came off the keyboard, and I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
Else you wouldn't have even had that point. Oh shit!
The key came up again.
Yes. Habibi.
Oh, Zad's saying, I feel like there should be a dash function on the cooldown. Yeah, that
Yeah.
maybe would work.
Yeah, that would be another
So,
feature.
from the
you can
last
build
version we tried, it didn't have this landscape. So it's a bit more colorful, which is nice.
And it wasn't 2-player either.
Yeah, it was.
Ah, you bastard guy!
It was, but you could only play it with one player on keyboard. Yeah. Tennis balls! Let's try I'll go full aggressive mode now.
You bastard.
Yeah, the key came off again.
Yes.
The key came off.
Damn it.
Stop sucking.
Am I pressing too hard?
No, it's shitty. I never used arrow keys. Arrow keys are for pussies.
Well, I didn't map the keys.
You see, you broke the game now. No! Where is the break? So,
Chase me, Habibi. Chase me.
So, as we always do, we have like a formula which we break down games.
Yeah,
and it's influenced by Aki Järvinen's
Beyond
book,
Frontiers.
Beyond Frontiers and other things. And we modified it a bit. Oh, where are you going?
I like that I bounced. Did you see that?
Yeah. So, the first thing we will look at is what is the main goal of the game. So,
we're not going to do the game mechanics first?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about
this is the main goal.
Goals. So there's two types. Well, there's many types of goals. There's there is kind of the goals given to you by the system, and then there's also user-defined goals. So goals that are given to you by the system here is we have this kind of platform, and you quickly learn just by moving your ball around that you're trying to knock one ball off the edge, and then when they fall off the edge, what happens is, notice when one of us falls off. I'll just quickly go off here. So the number gets incremented for the other other player, and you, by that happening, you realize that okay, I'm trying to get a higher number than my opponent, and also you can tell from this is a different thing I'm breaking down now, but the main goal is to knock your opponent. You're figuring that out through gameplay, but it's to knock your opponent over the edge.
But I would say that that's maybe something that could be iterated. Like, it's not very clear what the main goal is, even if you figure it out. Then maybe when the level starts, it would be cool if it said like, even if it said fight, because then you know your goal is to fight each other. It doesn't need to say like, the goal is to knock your opponent down the thing. You can just like do it very slightly with saying, just like Mortal Kombat does that. You know, it says fight, and then you know that, my main goal in this current scene is to fight and kill the other guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the main goal. Right now, I don't think there is a cap. It's just who wins more.
Yeah.
So you can actually put a player-defined goal there. In addition, that who gets first to 20, that's the guy who wins.
Yeah.
That would then be a player-defined goal, which most probably would happen with this kind of game. That best to 3 or something, or then you just walk off like that. But then now we look at the.
Well, also user-defined goal can be like Well, you just said it, so it's fine. It's fine.
So the next thing that I would suggest we look at is what are the elements of the game.
So the elements are basically the things that make up the game, which are, for example, this. Well, these are there isn't a game. There aren't elements in the sense of the way that Aki defines elements and this are a little bit different. These are more environmental elements. So you could say even the balls are elements in the game, but the balls are also the player. So it's the player character is an element, and the ball is.
By Aki's definition, probably the balls would be the only thing that is an element.
Yeah.
And actually, the board we are on is also an element because it ties into the gameplay.
Exactly, but it falls under a thing called it's basically the environmental elements.
Yeah.
So and there's also rules that are baked in. Which goes back to the goals of the game. Notice that the environment is circular. There's a reason for it being circular. I'm assuming it was put into thought. I mean, thought was put into it. Like, why was circular chosen? Maybe because circular might have been chosen because it gives an even.
It's even symmetry.
Yeah, it's symmetry, and therefore, if you start from the same position, everybody has equal kind of fair play. Versus if it's a different type of shape, there might be chances where one player has an advantage over the other player. But yeah, so you have the environment now.
So,
which is just this platform that we're on. The rest are just visuals.
I can help you.
Sorry. The rest are just the visuals.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking about other elements,
the score would also be
exactly. So now, if we're talking about other elements, we have a big ass pause button. I'm assuming it pauses based off of the universal convention of pause. Yeah. And then it goes. I don't know what that is right now. It might be sharing, since that's a universal sharing. And then we have a score, which is white and black and white to represent the colors. It's interesting, the colon that's in the center. Notice that the top is white and the bottom is black.
I noticed.
And you also figure out
Yin and yang.
If, for example, you quickly figure out which one's yours. One thing that is interesting that Björn just said thematically for yin and yang is this reminds me of the yin and yang circle, and these are the two dots fighting each other.
Yeah.
So
that would be a cool theme.
That might be a cool theme for you to think about that. And it's also sumo, which has to do with, I'm sure there's yin and yang even in sumo. So
anyway.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it is, of course. Well, actually, isn't it from Confucianism?
Let's not go into religion.
Anyway.
But
I fell off.
I would say that those are the most of the elements. There might be some small things that we could consider, but
yeah. But I would say that's the majority. It's pretty simple, straightforward game.
So if you then look at the game mechanics, that's player mechanics. Let's focus on player mechanics. So right now, the only thing I can perceive that we can do is move down, move up, go left, and go right. So basically, those are the actions I can take in this game. I can take no other action, and that's what defines a player mechanic. That it is an action that, something you can do that would, the way I kind of interact with the world. And right here, there is, I don't know, I haven't found any other buttons I could try, but I don't think there is.
Yeah.
There's pause game, of course, but. That's
Yeah.
probably not part of the game.
Yeah. There's a difference between the player, as in a player in the game, and then the player playing the player in the game. So the player in the game is not pressing the pause button. The actual you is playing the pause button. Is hitting the pause button.
But anyway, but like
System
mechanics. Then the last thing, which is the last part, or there is more, but these are the simplified. So
Well,
system mechanics would be that when the balls hit each other,
they
they
There's some
collide, and then the
physics.
force is applied to them in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and it looks
To
like
bounce.
there's physics going on with there's friction on the ground and accelerating.
And when I drop off, the score goes up for the other player, no matter if it's suicide or not. Just like Corgi said, that he was suggesting that if you suicide, then your score would go down instead of the other player's score going up.
Exactly.
So it would know that is the are you falling down because of the other player or not.
Exactly.
But this is what other system mechanic is. There's of course I already said falling down and the score going up, hitting each other, physics. There really isn't much more except if you go into the menus.
Yeah. And they're, again, a different thing. If I can just make one suggestion, in between deaths, like when I die, notice what happens if I die. Let me just die. And I'm holding my button down. So as soon as the level starts, it's already keeping the previous movement that I have. So right when the level starts, I might be holding a different direction, and it might accidentally make me get a loss. So one thing, this is only my suggestion. Björn, of course, you can say it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
It's horrible that
if
you
you
just reset the button. So if I'm holding the buttons down in between levels, I then have to lift my hand off and then put down again.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but it's going to make a huge difference from getting frustrated players.
Yeah, like now I'm just holding down the button all the time and it should just keep falling. It should stop and then I would have to press the button again or do something for it to actually
like
go
lift
in that
my
direction.
finger off the screen and then put it back down.
But this could be a problem just with the keyboard version. Maybe there's
Exactly.
not a problem with the mobile version, so if this is not in the mobile version, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but if you do put this like on Steam or do controller support, then that's something you should think about. Now, as for can we make this, what else is there? For example, the fun in this, yeah, I think it's interesting. I like the game. I know that I would have fun playing with someone, like especially with like my friends or...
Not with me.
No, I don't have fun playing with Björn. But it's gonna wear down. It's gonna wear down. So what you want to do is things that you could think about. Well, we just said earlier, like having a timer there, so I know that there's an ending goal, and then having other goals or having other things like elements that could be incorporated in this. But that's basically just, even if you just add a timer, there's already an element, a tension that builds up. Right now, there's no tension. It's just Björn and I can go infinitely. So that's something I'm almost positive you're probably going to be implementing that anyway. But how you implement it are different things. For example, there's nothing stopping you from putting the timer on the ground that we're rolling around on. There's nothing stopping you from having the score on the ground where we're going around on if you wanted to. It actually integrates it better within the thing, because if this becomes super fast-paced game, I don't want to lift my eye up off the screen and risk losing the game because I want to see what the score is. I just want to go and play the game. So if I don't have to look up, I already know what are my chances of winning or losing. So definitely make sure when you're designing that how much advantage can you take of the environment so that, to make it put thought into everything there. Right now, this is kind of like, yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's definitely a game, and this is something now you can build on.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like, I think we were trying to give a simplicity of like taking a soccer or slash football game, like what's the game, Björn, with the cars?
Rocket League.
Yeah, like Rocket League. But then they put in the cars. They made it really juicy, and then they put in the cars. So this is the same principle. I mean, these could be, many different things, and you're just making it super juicy and reactive. Of course, there's limitations with mobile, so yeah, definitely you should keep those in mind. So,
but yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Keep working on it, and we're excited already to see the next version of it, or maybe, yeah,